Hello everyone and welcome back to my gardening and growing channel. Today I'm going to be repotting these onions into this grow bag here. It's a new grow bag, actually it's a few years old. I haven't, it's been sitting around. Bought it on clearance, I believe. It's got Meyer. That's the name of it. I don't even know if they make it anymore. I just know I bought it a few years ago and it was super cheap. And I wanted to replace this old, crummy looking one here with the moss all over it and everything else. And this will look a lot nicer in the backyard. I'm going to be using this potting soil, Pro Mix. I like Pro Mix. It's a good soil. So that's a good organic matter in there. In fact, I try to always use, I think I've said this before, I always try to use organic potting mix for my vegetables and such. For flowers and stuff, I just use whatever kind of potting mix. And today I'm also going to be repotting these things here. Not repotting, I'm going to be putting annuals in here for the back patio. And as you can see, there's a lot of weeds in there I got to yank out. So I'll be doing that. So what I'm going to do is gently do it. This and break apart these onions here. And see how successful I am without hurting the onions, but onions are really tough, so they should be just fine. So this soil is really compacted after all these years. I think I've done it in a number of years. Placed it, but man, is it tough. So I'm going to place it. I'm just going to toss all this soil. It's just bad. Let me get these apart, and then I will show you what it looks like. Okay, so here are all the onions pulled apart, and that was a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. Well, there's a lot of root bound, a lot of weeds in there. I think it was weed roots. Might have just been these roots, but pretty healthy root system. But it's really tough to pull apart, so I'll be interested to see how they grow in the new soil. Here's some I had sitting in the bottom drawer of the refrigerator that I'm going to cut back and put in the soil. I also have this garlic that was sitting in the refrigerator for over 4 weeks now that I'm going to plant them on the edge of the pot and see how that goes. So that's soft big garlic that I'm trying to grow. So once I get it all set up, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, the grow bag is all set up with its new soil. What I like to do is when I put it in is tamp it down a bit. So I know it's not filled up all the way, but what I plan on doing is, it's got little handles here, so that's helpful, is roll it over once I get it filled up. Because it doesn't need to be this deep for the onions. The roots aren't going to go that deep. So let me put them in there and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've got the onions all planted back in there. I'll put them close together because they're bunching onions and don't really need a lot of room. So next I'm going to take this bowl of garlic, I'm going to break it up, and I'm going to place it around the rim here and show what it looks like broken up, and then I'll show you them in the planting holes here in a second. Okay, so I've got the garlic bulb placed around the pot here. Hopefully it's not too tight, but if it is, hey, it's gardening, right? You gotta experiment. I think they'll be okay. The bulbs don't get too big, but there was a lot more bulbs in there than I thought there would be. I'm used to growing the hardneck garlic, and the bulbs are a lot bigger, so you get maybe 5 per head, or whatever you call it. So let's tuck these down, and then I will water it. I actually set it, it's very windy today, so I'm going to house somewhere so the wind doesn't knock over these onions. And I'll put them back out on the patio when it's a less windy day. I forgot to mention, I did add some extra fertilizer here. I added this garden tone I had. Added a few handfuls to the mix just to give it a little extra boost. So I've got the pots pretty much cleaned up. So what I'm going to do is get several inches off the top here, mix it with some potting mix I already have, and then put it back in. The reason I do the top several inches is the roots don't go down so deep, so no reason to waste all that soil or spend money on that soil. So I'll go ahead, get that stuff mixed up, and then I will show you what it looks like. I'll also show you some of the flowers that I'm planting in here. Okay, I've got the pots pretty well cleaned up, got all the weeds and stuff out of there. So what I'm going to do next is remove the top several inches of soil on these, and I'm going to mix it with some potting mix I already have. And I do that because the roots only go down so deep, so there's no reason to go ahead and spend money on or waste potting mix if you don't have to. So I'll get these pots already and I'll show you what it looks like, and I will also show you some of the flowers I'm going to plant in here. Okay, so I've got the pots all ready to go. I went ahead and mixed the several inches of soil with some soil I already had. I added some more perlite. I added some slurry's fertilizer, a good amount, to keep them fed almost throughout the season. I'll have to give them fertilizer throughout the season. Liquid fertilizer, I should say. And here's some of the plants I'm going to put in there, flowers I should say. These pretty Gerbera daisies. These are very pretty. I'll put those in the center. I was going to put some type of grass, but why not have some flowers? I have some snapdragons I had from previous planting. I've got these pretty petunias, and I've got some Sweet Williams. I think they're Sweet Williams. And alyssum. So I'm probably going to have some left over, so I'll have to figure out where to put them. But I'll plant up these pots, and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I've got the pots all planted up, and pretty nice. I actually like those Gerbera daisies a lot. They're very, very pretty. I think they're going to be nice in the center there. Kind of like the spacing. They're going to fill up. That's what, whenever I plant them, they always seem to be a little bit sparse when I plant them up, but I know they're going to fill up that pot relatively quickly when the weather gets warm, so no reason to pack them in tight. They'll fill it out real nicely. So what I'm going to do is water these in lightly, place them near the house to keep them warm, because next couple nights it's going to get in the low 30s and we might have some frost, so I don't want them to get damaged, obviously. I'm not sure which ones here are frost hardy or not, so I need to be a bit careful with them. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.